Good evening and welcome to Dr. Make Me Beautiful. I'm Dr. Derek Jones, board-certified facial plastic surgeon at the Medical Center Clinic, and with me is Mark Lees of Mark Lees Skincare in Cordova Square. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening.
And welcome. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Mark's practice and Mark's, Mark Lees Skincare Incorporated, which includes your salon and your product company, and so forth. First of all, tell us a little bit about how you got into what you do.
I have a very unusual background. I had a double major in college of animal science and theater, and I discovered later on when you cross those two, you get skincare.
Okay.
I was in theater, but I also had a very strong interest in veterinary medicine. And I had started, even in high school, I was at University of Florida for a special science program that I went through in high school at UF. Mm-hmm. And I went on to college at UF, and that's where I was in IFAS, at animal science. And then later on, I got a second major in theater. And then after I got into the theater, I was doing a lot of acting and modeling and things like that. And this was many years ago, and I did 3 years of stock theater, and while I was in that, I got into makeup, and I started playing with makeup and really enjoyed it, and I was pretty good at makeup design. And then when I got out, I decided to get a license so I could do makeup, and my original goal was to become a Hollywood makeup artist. Mm-hmm. And I went to, but you had to have a cosmetology license to get into the union. Mm-hmm. So I went to cosmetology school after college. And then while I was in cosmetology school, I went up to New York to take some makeup courses, and I met a lady named Christine Valmy. And if anybody is a New Yorker out there, they know the name Christine Valmy. It's a big skincare thing in Manhattan. And Miss Valmy at the time was still teaching, and she had a school. She had the first licensed school in the United States for skincare in Manhattan. And I met her, was very impressed with her. So as soon as I finished with the program that I was in cosmetology, I went up and did training under her at her school. Mm-hmm. So I came back down here after that in 1979, and I worked for another salon for 2 years downtown in Seville Square. Mm-hmm. That was just starting my career. And then after a couple years working for those guys, I went out on my own. And I opened Mark Lees Skincare, what is now, in 1980, but we were originally in the Davis Medical Park, which is now across from Home Depot. It's not what it used to be there. Right. But and then in 1985 we opened the spa that we're in now. So we've been in the location we're in now. This year will be 26 years, I think, 27 years.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so tell a little bit about your salon. I mean, I know you have a little, a presentation on what the services and things like that. Talk a little bit about your salon.
Well, the salon, like I said, we established it in 1980, and we moved it to Cordova Square in 1985. And for any of you who are familiar, we're near the corner of 12th and Bayou, and we're right next door to the deli. Most people know where the deli case is. They've been there since actually before we were there. They were one of the first businesses there. And the salon has always specialized in clinical skincare. Because of my science brain, I've always been more attracted to results-oriented care and working with people on problems with their skin, everything from acne problems to redness to aging to sensitive problems to people with a lot of allergies. And I was I had some very great influences when I first got here with the medical community, like Dr. Sam Lamont,
Right.
Dr. Jack Kishler.
Sure.
There were some really nice people who connected with me and knew what I did. And back then, nobody knew what an esthetician was, you
Right.
know. And it, you know, were understood my training, and so we were able to get more of a science-based skincare thing.
Right.
And we do have day spa programs at our spa, at our clinic, but we really focus on skin conditions and how we can make them look better.
Right.
I mean, aesthetic skin conditions.
Right.
So we deal a lot with aging skin. We deal a lot with problem skin, clogged pores, people with redness issues, people with you know, just ultra sensitive skin who have a really hard time finding things to work.
Right,
And
right.
because of my chemistry background, and I left out one part, is I went back to graduate school after a
Right.
while and
Sure.
focused on, I did sort of a mishmash program between University of West Florida and UCLA and other places where I got, in Society of Cosmetic Chemists, where I got a training in cosmetic chemistry. I am a certified member of the Society of Cosmetic Chemists, but I specialize in hard to treat skin, and I started formulating products in actually in 1983. I made my first product. We went national in 1988, so we're now in roughly 200 either salons or doctors' offices, clinics across the United States. And our offices in Tallahassee, Florida, handle all of our product. We have another office in Tallahassee
Right.
that handles all the product distribution.
Right.
And if anybody's out there wants to go look at our products online, it's markleese.com. And
Right.
we have a pretty complete website with all of our products and our philosophies and all that.
Right, right. So through your practice at your salon and developing products and things like that, you've actually written a couple of books
I
that we
have.
have here. And
I have a lot of hats.
That's right, exactly. One of the books you've written that has been around for a long time is called Skincare Beyond the Basics,
Right.
and this is actually more of a textbook.
This is a textbook that
it's in the-
colleges use to train skincare people,
Right.
and it's also used in dermatology nursing.
Right.
And you actually have some clinical
That's
pictures
right.
in this
We've-
book, and so has Dr. Lamont, and so other doctors here
That's right. That's
in
right.
town have helped me with putting pictures together. This is the 4th edition of the book, just came out in June. We're really excited about it, and it's been actually in the school since 1994.
Right.
But we've constantly, every 3 or 4 years, we update it.
Right,
So this is the
right.
4th edition. So we're
So
really
that is-
excited about that.
Exactly, and so that is used in like
To
you
train
said, training
skincare people. Right, and
it's
it's specifically designed for sort of second semester. This is the
Okay.
clinical, more, this doesn't teach you how to do a basic facial.
Right.
It's more about what do you do with the acne patient? How do you work with a dermatologist if you have an Accutane client?
Right,
You know,
right,
that type of
right.
thing. So
right. So this is and this is available on Amazon.
you can get it at Amazon.com or you can get it at markleese.com. Either one.
Markleese.com. The other book that you have, which may be of more interest to some of our viewers, is the Skincare Answer Book, which is a question and answer book.
It's a
about
Q&A
skincare.
format. And
more
it's-
of a consumer book.
It's more of a consumer book. It's written in consumer language.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to read. We call it the real world answers to the 275 most asked skincare questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's done in chapters on aging and brown spots and acne and makeup and there's stuff on medical referrals and things
Sure,
like that.
sure.
How to choose a good plastic surgeon, that's in there.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff in there, and this has been really good for Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and it's actually taken off really, really well for us. And even a lot of them, like the bigger clinical spas, sell it to their clients, as well, you know, to the consumers. So I've been real tickled with the way, and the publishers, of course, have been real tickled with the way it came off. So
And this book has been out since, when was it?
this
released?
came out in 2010.
2010.
Yeah, late
okay, so it's-
2010, and then the latest edition of this came out in 2011.
Okay, so this has been out for about a year and a
About a
half.
year.
or so.
Mhm,
About a little
roughly.
over a year, yeah.
Right.
So, well, that's great, and you know, I've looked at these books. I think they are very professionally done. They look
Well, thank
great.
you. And we have medical reviewers, and Cengage is a pretty big company, and
Right.
they do a lot of techs and medical health related things too. So we
Right,
have some good
right.
people behind us, you know.
And again, if any of our viewers are interested in particularly the Skincare Answer book, they can go to
Well, they can either come by the salon.
Yeah,
in
come by
Cordova
the salon.
Square.
That's true, and you have
Right.
it at the salon.
Or if they're in Mobile, I know we're going to Mobile now on a broadcast now.
Right.
If they're in Mobile, they can go to markleese.com and order it there.
Right, you can order it there, or even, like I said, Amazon.
Amazon,
Yeah,
BarnesandNoble.com, anybody like that has
Right.
it. Right.
And that's great. Well, let's talk a little bit now. We've talked a little bit about your salon and some of the things that you have going on. Let's talk a little bit about a little bit more about your salon. I know you
Okay,
have
yeah,
some
I've got-
going. And as soon as we finish this break, we're going to go
Okay.
to a break right now. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about the salon.
Treat someone you love to a half day in heaven at Mark Lee's Skincare. Immerse her in hours of luxury, including Swedish massage, therapeutic facial, and much more. A half day in heaven is the perfect gift of relaxation. Only at Mark Lee's Skincare in Pensacola.